Welcome to King of Hearts, Queen of Sorrows 17, The Art of War. So I put this little gift together here. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it's a nice play on something from the OP, but it matters because it's focusing on where Domon is at this episode, pretty much. The title of this episode is Challenge the Mysterious Masked Fighter. I'd have to say that the synopsis for this episode is that Master Asia and Schwarzbruder have pushed Domon to his limits, humbled him, and helped him to recognize that he, as in his own words, is not a very good Gundam fighter and needs some more training. These people are still in Shinjuku. I thought the show would have a lot of more globetrotting all around, but honestly, the next arc pretty much takes place in the Guiana Highlands, which is hinted at the end of the... I mean, it doesn't hint that the whole arc is going to be there at the end of the episode, but they basically say that's where they're going, and it turns out that, yeah, the whole arc is in the Guiana Highlands. So as far as combatants are concerned, and honestly featured Gundam, I'm going to roll them into one and say that it's Domon in his Shining Gundam versus the Dark Army replica Master Gundams, as well as Schwartz in his Shadow Gundam, Shadow Gundam is what they call it in the dub. I think the replica Master Gundam Dark Army guys look really cool. Like if they wanted to make those guys more imposing, they could just add some of those elements to them. That was pretty fun. But yeah, like I said in the beginning in the synopsis, like Schwartz and Master basically school Domon and let him know that he's not ready. He keeps going off half-cocked. He lacks the discipline and the ability to like fully control himself in a fight. It's funny, the way the dub frames it, he really kind of does, and I'm getting out of the purview of this, so I'm kind of going into theme, I guess. Domon does kind of betray it in the way he speaks. He refers to my powerful super mode, but he is talking about it as if it's something external to himself, and he's like begging for this super mode to come on. So it really does betray the fact that the guy doesn't know how to control his own power. And I guess not knowing yourself and not knowing your limits, not knowing why you're able to do the things you're able to do is a serious limitation or handicap on somebody, whether you're a fighter or anyone else or anything else. And I think that's kind of a neat concept for them to focus on. So Rain does a little bit of medical stuff this episode. It's really cool. Everybody's thanking her for saving them and whatever, and George drops off this rose on her medical equipment. I thought that was pretty cool. And then we get to see her just kind of working on some tech equipment with these headphones. I think it looks really cool. Just the, it's like a neat look to her. And she's kind of watching Domon struggle to try to learn how to use that sword that Schwartz gave him, which was interesting. And then she's riding along with him as he's going around trying to find Master Asia, and she's trying to stop him from being a fool. And then ultimately, she, a medical person who has weapons training, I guess, but like a non-combatant, she sees that extra Gundam was snuck into the battle, and she tries to warn Domon. So that's pretty cool of her, and I guess surprising because again, she's a medical person. She's not really a combat person, but she was able to see that when Domon couldn't. Anyway, so it was pretty cool that Rain got so much play this episode, even if it was kind of in a different sort of role, not as out front as Domon. And here you're seeing Domon getting zapped, because once again, like, he keeps trying to fight Master Asia because he thinks he can reach him. And it's interesting because really the guy's right. He should be able to reach him. It's just that he currently, like, he doesn't know himself. It's kind of like I flew at the beginning of the year, and they say, when you're drowning, like, make sure you secure your own oxygen and secure your own life raft before you go and help somebody else. And that's kind of where Domon's at. Like, the guy's drowning, and he can't help anybody right now because he doesn't even know how to keep himself afloat. And that's an important lesson. And then I don't know if I'd really count this as Domon's top moment, because really it's more about him, like, trying to do the right thing and having the moral character and whatnot that impresses me more than the physical strength. But like when Rain warns him about that Gundam coming in and he realizes he's going to get hit and he doesn't want to die, like, it's interesting to me thematically, like, it's almost like he's got this moment of clarity right before he dies, and that allows him to open up himself to these feelings of, I don't know about, it's like definitely not anger and hate. It's feelings, it kind of reminds me of in Kenshin, when he's learning the Amakakeru Ryu no Hirameki. It's almost the fact that he doesn't want to die, or that he wants to live, that enables him to push forward and live. It's just kind of a funny thing because, like, of course he doesn't want to die, but the guy's talking about how much his life is suffering and whatnot, and like how he'll never have happiness or whatever. But I mean, ultimately he does want it. He just can't see it past himself. And I'm sure in the situation he's in right now, with Master betraying him and, you know, Kyoji and everything, like, he's probably just so damn hurt that he doesn't know what to do. But, you know, his life actually being in peril kind of wakes him up and shakes him from that, and that's pretty cool. In conclusion, I gotta say I really liked this episode. I liked how it humbled Domon, how you get to see, despite the fact that Rain isn't a fighter, that she does have this these great attributes to her. She's got this quiet strength, and this like clarity of vision, and maybe Rain knows who she is, and Domon doesn't, and that's part of the contrast, or the deal between them. Maybe that's why they pair so well together, because she's more self-aware and he's so myopic, so short-sighted and focused, narrowly focused on what he's trying to accomplish, that he just can't see the rest of it. I mean, they're the same age, but they've had such different lives, and I think that's really reflected well here. And really in the rest of the show and how they handle themselves. But I don't know, I guess it's nice that this episode was able to surprise me, because Domon has been so competent and he's been so good at fighting and whatnot. I mean, he was even able to basically beat, although he like beat two of the guys and like had a draw with half the other two guys from the Shuffle Alliance. And I guess I was just kind of assuming they're all amazing fighters, and they may be some of the best, but I guess, you know, the martial prowess isn't really what matters or what I'm focusing on here. I'm saying more it's that, like, I'm surprised there's room for them to grow. Or, yeah, there's room for everybody to grow, and that's really cool. And, I mean, it's nice because this is only episode 17, but, you know, there's a lot more episodes to go, and we need some direction, right? And the show's, you know, giving that to us. I guess this kind of goes back to the whole reason I started this podcast, or, you know, this review series on Mobile Fighter G Gundam, is because it was surprisingly profound, and it's a lot deeper than I thought it was. You know, after having not watched it for a few years, going back and really taking all the episodes in rapid succession, it really hit me. Like, man, this it's kind of deep. So anyway, great episode. Really liked it. Looking forward to the next one. And, yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for your time and attention. I'd love to do more of this. Like, share, and subscribe to cheer me on, or give me feedback to make me stronger and smarter. Visit luminousbeings.blog for more. I link everything I do there, so if you want to comment, that's the place where I'll definitely see it.